go ahead and capture your essence. Have your daughter walk in during a podcast
Say hi.
because this is the essence of Shawn Walchef. This is what's
Hi.
most
Say hi to
important to
Uncle
him.
Dave.
We
This is
see
my
the
co-host. This is Mila Walchef. Can you say hi, David?
Hi,
Can
David.
you say to
hi,
the viewers,
Mila.
can you say thank you for watching? Please subscribe. Say thank you. Please subscribe. Welcome to Digital Hospitality. I'm your host, Shawn Walchef. This is Inside the Coaching Call with my mentor, David Meltzer. Today, we're going to be talking about lessons from the stories of live streaming. So live streaming is a hot topic for us in the digital hospitality community. I started watching what Dave was doing when I started working with him pre-pandemic, going up to Sports One Marketing for his Friday training, watching his in-person event where he had 50 people overflowing a small room. And now he's transformed that into a live streaming community. But today, specifically, I want to talk about the evolution of live streaming, what Meltzer Media has done, the lessons that were learned, and any advice that we can give to a business owner that's listening to this content. Dave, welcome to the call.
Thank you so much, my man. Happy Thanksgiving. And I cannot be more grateful because my mission in life is someone like Shawn Walchef. I can't tell you how many people have told me they're working with you or have gotten advice from you. And my mission of empowering others to empower others, particularly in this subject matter, this topic, to have the expertise to understand how we can impact millions, if not over 1 billion people. And it stems from the virtual community that is now available that wasn't available when we used to have the Cali BBQ out in the parking lot on Research Drive with those 50 people packed in to a Friday training, which is now millions of people that get to view every week different content, trainings, meetups, holding courts through the Shakespearean philosophy of the whole world now is our stage.
Let's start with, let's give context to the people that are watching this video. How long were you doing the in-person events before you started live streaming?
Well, it was from, it's been 25 years this October. And so if you take it back, it was 20 years before I did my first virtual training that was facilitated during COVID because no longer could I have people fly from all over the world, believe it or not, let alone drive up from San Diego to Orange County in order to have those trainings. Now, I want to make one caveat. I haven't missed a week of training in over 25 years. But I have done my Friday training on Thursday. I did a couple on Wednesday even. But those were just to coordinate air travel and world things that were happening that I had to change the date. But I've never missed a week for over 25 years.
Amazing.
And that makes a big difference.
That's the consistent, persistent pursuit that you talk about. Let's go into your adoption of technology. One of the things I admire so much about you is your willingness to publicly, and now you have so many people watching you, but to publicly try new platforms and have 3 people watch. You know, you're on Twitch, you're on YouTube, you're on Instagram Live, and everyone thinks, oh, you have hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram Live, when in fact, the people that are tuning in is the thing that I care the most about, and I know you care most about, because that's the big ROI question. When I get a DM on LinkedIn, which I'm getting now from huge logos that want to do work with Cali BBQ Media, want to do work with me specifically, it took me 7 years to get that DM where somebody eventually saw the work that we were doing and go, we have to launch our product with Cali BBQ Media and with Shawn. For you, talk about technology. Specifically, let's just start with the pandemic and these Friday trainings.
Yeah, look, the technology assists from 0 to 1, which takes longer and is harder than 1 to 100. That's why it took 7 years to get your DM from the CEOs of some of the biggest companies in the world. And so understanding how 0 to 1 happens via technology, especially today with AI. But originally, it was with platforms like Zoom
Yep.
that allowed us. And then before that, believe it or not, I was using Skype, but not for Friday trainings. I was using it to make sure I could facilitate the non-negotiable of spending time with my family, the highest qualified time, because I travel and have traveled, except for during the pandemic, ironically, over 200 days a year since I've been 25 years old. And so Skype originally was how I spent a minimum amount of time in the highest quality with my family. Not to say I don't email them, I don't call them with audio, I don't text them as well as a non negotiable. So I think understanding technology in general, how it makes humans more human. And so
Yes.
it's not a matter of destroying or being a threat to supplementing or synergizing in a negative capacity, like a technology like a hammer, right? Most people don't realize that a hammer is actually a technology that was created. So a hammer makes humans more human. It can either build a house, which makes you more human because you have a stable environment to live, a roof
Yep.
over your head, or it makes humans more humans in their insecurity and ego because a hammer can knock down a house as well.
Yep.
And so can all the different platforms out there. And one of the subtleties in which you suggest that you picked up on early in the humility of being Shawn Walchef, Cali BBQ Media, one of the humilities is that it's not about the one or two people that show up the first time.
No.
It's about 10 years from now, the millions of people that watch the clip from when you got in front of one or two people, either in person, on the phone, via email, traditional media, or social media, and have been able to modify it to what's pertinent today, amplify it to those that are surrounding you today, and perpetuate it for those who you attract today. I just had a deal this morning. A gentleman is running one of the biggest FIFA deals,
Mm-hmm.
and another gentleman that was on my new TV show called Go Fund Yourself, which we probably should get Cali
Nice.
Barbecue on there. It's on Cheddar. It's a Reg CF crowdfunding
Right.
platform where the public audience through market.live can not only purchase Cali Barbecue, but they can fund Cali Barbecue as well. But we have these incredible partners, private equity guys, and he introduced me to someone, and I took the call 5:30 a.m. on Wednesday before Thanksgiving,
Yep.
and the gentleman said, "Look, the PE guy said you might want to invest in this. You have a sports and venture background, technology background, but I have to admit, I'm kind of fanboy." I told him I don't even need a check. I just want David Meltzer involved,
Yep.
and I just want to thank you for inspiring me because I've been up and I've been down, and you're very vulnerable and honest about the mistakes that you made and how the mistakes didn't cause your failure. The lack of commitment, the lack of singularity of focus, the lack of control of impulse is what caused you to create the interference, the acceleration in a trajectory that you didn't want to be in. And so nobody can understand until they put the work in, Shawn, what you and I
Right.
are experiencing today. You still can't understand because I had a head start on you and I've been
Yep.
mentoring you for all these years. You can't understand where I am today fully because you don't
Correct.
experience it. And those that are watching you don't understand what it's like to show up, to go the empty mile, and to have no one be there, but know that that's irrelevant to the situation of where you want to be or better.
What gets me so excited is I'm watching the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight on Netflix, and obviously I'm experiencing technology issues just like the entire 100 million fans that were tuning in and people, talking shit about Netflix. And I'm like, this is Meltzer's theory. Netflix is playing a game that nobody understands what they're doing. They're live streaming the most watched boxing event. And who cares about the competition level? Look at the eyeballs and look at the attention that Netflix have. They're having audio issues with the Vander Holyfield and Jerry Jones oh my gosh, you think about the media executives that would have lost their mind or lost their jobs. Netflix doesn't care. Once they start live streaming for the NFL on Christmas Day, do you think they're going to figure it out? Probably, but they might have more issues. But guess what? The next year after that, they're going to be a lot better.
Yeah. And if you're not getting a clue by looking at what YouTube TV is doing or Netflix is doing comparatively to traditional media, if you're not getting a clue that there's an opportunity for you, whether you're a mechanic, an accountant, a barbecue dude from Spring Valley, California, which I know you don't know that place, most of you, but if you don't get it now, that holy shit, they have evened the playing field.
Yes.
They've evened the playing field for David Meltzer, where more people recognize, follow, interact, engage, and access David Meltzer than Warren Moon, his business partner, who is the only black quarterback in the Pro Football Hall of Fame still today, that more
Wow.
people would recognize me when I started Sports One Marketing as a co-founder with Warren Moon, when I was CEO of Lee Steinberg, the sports agency. If somebody would have told me that I would be more recognizable than Achilles Smith, or Myron Roll,
Yep.
or Chris Areola, some of the guys that we represented that most of you never heard of. I would have said not in any world. But I promise you, there's a bigger chance that Netflix will be carrying David Meltzer executive produced shows with
Yep.
David Meltzer starring in, cameoing in, or hosting than any of those guys. And same thing holds true. I promise you, when I'm in the next 5 years on YouTube TV as I am, I will be as popular as anybody that I used to watch on ABC, CBS, or NBC.
So before we end, real quick, let's give the viewers, the business owners that are watching this, some live streaming. What are the quick lessons, things that they need to focus on?
Don't be a content creator. Be a content capture. You see, there's so much capability today in a cell phone, an arm that can be attached to anything. And there's so much capability. Hey, baby, there's so much capability in the capture that you could hire people today, tomorrow, or 20 years from now to modify it, to create it, to amplify it, to create it, to perpetuate it, to create it, aligned with what's doing well, what's stable, and what you think will be doing well in the future. So if you're out there, go ahead and capture your essence. Have your daughter walk in during a podcast, because this is the essence of Shawn Walchef. This is what's most important to him. And what we learned during COVID is that it's okay to have your dog barking. It's okay to have the glitch with Evander Holyfield, with Jake Paul fighting Mike Tyson. And Jake Paul it sucks for Michael Chandler that Netflix gets it more than anyone else, because look, the reality is Mike Chandler should have got a fight with Conor McGregor. But if I'm Conor McGregor and I understand Dave Meltzer's stage theory, why the hell would I step in the ring for less money with Michael Chandler, who, even if I beat him, is going to hurt me? Because that's one bad mofo. You know what I'm talking about, Shawn?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's gonna hurt Conor at the very least.
Absolutely.
Or he can go against a guy that shouldn't be in a ring with him and box him or wrestle him or whatever he does, MMA him, right? And barely get hurt, make 10 times as much money, right? 10 times.
Yep.
And build his brand 10 to 20 times more. Look, I coach Michael Chandler.
Yep.
And I want him to be able to fight him in any way I can. But I told Michael, why would he? Think about it. In what world, if you gave me those two choices, I know which one I'm taking. I've already been the champ, right? I'm taking the money and no risk of getting hurt and more brand, more deals, more
Always.
popularity. So be a content capture, and then let other people and their expertise create your content aligned with what's doing well, what's stable, and what you think is going to do well, like Jake Paul does, like Conor McGregor does, like Shawn Walchef does, and I myself try to empower others. We've never had a greater co-host in the history of all of my content. If we can finish up for Thanksgiving by introducing your co-host, so that
this is my co-host. This is Mila Walchef. Can you say hi, David?
Hi, David.
Can you say to
Hi,
the
Mila.
viewers, can you say thank you for watching? Please subscribe. Say thank you. Please subscribe. Can you say happy Thanksgiving?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. May God bless everyone. Find the light, the love, and the lessons every single day. Use Thanksgiving as a reminder that we should say thank you before we go to bed, Mila, and when we wake up every day of your life. Remember, it's simple to say thank you, and I promise you it will provide you an amazing life with your daddy and your mommy and everyone that you meet. God bless both of you. Thank you for being in my life.
We appreciate you, Dave. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.